The story of making tomorrow. That's what's happening with my very dear friend, Sevda Kayhan Yilmaz. And she's known as Sky to her friends and many admirers. And she is, people love you. And,
Thank you.
she has two things that are keeping her busy, not to mention grandchildren and right and a family. Uh, but you are the CEO of Kayahan Hidrolik in Konya, and you split your
Mhm.
time between there and Ankara, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I know you're very involved with professional associations for manufacturing, and does a lot of that work take place in Ankara?
Yes. It is a non-profit work.
Yes.
It's just for improving the wealth of Turkish machine manufacturers, to
Yes.
improve the export of Turkish machine manufacturers with Turkish machinery.
Well, that's actually one of my questions. We might as well go there now. It's just amazing to me what goes on there, and the level of work, the level of quality keeps coming up and up, and
Thank you.
some of that is due to the organizations like you're a part of. Some of it's just due to the fantastic work ethic and creativity uh, that's coming out of it.
Agility
Yeah,
also.
yeah, I agree with
The
that. Um,
Turkish
and
manufacturers are generally very agile.
yeah, yeah, uh, and some of the universities too, Uludağ and some of the other ones. So
Selçuk, Middle East Technical University. Yes, also the human, I mean, quality is human resources quality is absolutely high.
yeah,
So, due to hard conditions, as you know, Charles Darwin has said that the people, the species which will continue in the for the next generations are not the intelligent one or the powerful ones. They are the ones who can adapt to changes. I
yes,
think we are easily adapt to the changes.
that's
Otherwise,
a
we
great
cannot
way.
survive.
That's a great way to put it. No, it's true, and I've seen so many changes. And as things change across one side of the world, Turkey's at the crossroads and of everything. It's
Mhm.
it's the crossroads of the world, um, and they're aware of what's going on in development in China, in development in India, and in Europe, and in the U.S. So it all comes together at the Bosphorus, right?
Mhm. Yes, yes, it is. There is only one place in the all over the world you can start to drink your tea from one continent, and it ends in the other continent. It was very nice travel. Every person who come to Istanbul should do this boat trip in the Bosphorus.
Yes,
It's very There are very different cultures, very different peoples, and also in the last decade there are too much immigration, so our color now are more more there are
yeah,
more colorful changes. Uh, but also we are working with our nearby geography. We are also interested in US. uh, it's very interesting for us. I believe the only problem for US is the standards. uh, it is a big problem for many of the companies, and the second problem is the scale, economy of scale. If you
mm,
would like to work with a company in US, you must be ready for big quantities of order.
yes,
This is also another weak point because our scale of economy is not so big. I mean, Turkish scale of economy in general. Of course, there are some companies and they are working with US, but in general, scale of economies is one of the problem in working the US.
Yeah, and I think even just in terms of exports, the U.S. is not known for its exports, but yet I think we export something around $2 trillion per year,
Mhm.
and Turkey exports about 250 billion per year. So that's 8 times the size of exports.
Eight
Now,
times.
the U.S. is more than 8 times the size of Turkey, but
Of
in
course.
some aspects, in the whole economy, it is because I think we're about 25 or 26 trillion um,
Uh,
as an economy. So our exports don't match our production. But for Turkey, you have this great export opportunity, no matter if you're going to Bulgaria, have offices in, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan.
mhm.
But you do a lot of trade with Poland and Germany, and and you as a company do some of those things as well, right?
As a company, we work to mainly to European Union, but as Turkish machine industry, 60% of our export is going to European Union, United Kingdom, and United States. So three
Hmm.
of them make 60. We are very growing very rapidly. Turkish machine industry is the second biggest growing industry, machine industry all over the world. First one is China. The second one is Turkey.
I suspect that as Turkey's growing in its exports, the exports to the United States are growing at least as much as the rate of your export growth. Probably more, though. Is that correct?
Yes, you're right, because
Yeah.
Turkey and United States has an agreement. They would like to increase more, but as I told you, the one of them is scale of economies. The second one is the standards. For electricity standards
Oh,
is
yeah.
different. Dimensional standards are different. And the third one, if the company doesn't have, if the company has, for example, insurance for their products, if you add United States, the price even increases because the guarantee conditions in United States are tough. So many people the think first too much. They think too much
Yeah. Yeah.
about, they're suspicious about to enter the United States market, but there is a big potential there. And in the new era of the United States, as far as we followed, Trump will be more focused on manufacturing in the United States. So it will increase. The potential is increasing in states.
You and I converse so easily. I want to make sure that my questions I sent you are the ones that I'm asking.
Automation.
Is that the number one trend in manufacturing?
In manufacturing trend, before automation was a trend before.
Hmm.
But now it's not only automation, but twin transition is the main focus, I believe. Since our main export area is European Union, where the Green Deal is very important, sustainability is number one
Um,
subject.
yeah.
Plus, considering the economical condition all over the world, not only in Turkey, but when you consider the economical situation, and I believe that there is a world war now. This world war is a little bit different. It's now economical world war. It's I feel like this, and this economical world war. It's very important to be efficient, and to be efficient. The most popular tool is digitalization in production.
Yes.
So the most popular trend nowadays is not only automation, but also sustainability and digitalization in Turkey, which helps us to be more efficient That's what we expect. For
Yeah.
example, if I should give a sample from our company, in the last 4 years, we have decreased our carbon footprint
Hmm.
54%. Sometimes for category one and two. Sometimes I feel very meaningless because yes, Europe is very careful about Green Deal, but the rest of the world is not so active in
Yes.
increasing the or decreasing the carbon footprint. Print. For example, I would like to give you a sample for I will give you the figures of category one and category two of our company. 1.4 tons for category one and two,
Mhm.
4 years ago. After 4 years, we deducted it to 660 tons. It's more than 50%.
Less
It was
than
a
half. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
it was very good. We have done many things about sustainability, but on the other hand, if we talk about category three, it's over 12 million tons, which comes from procurement mainly,
Hmm.
transportation, our suppliers' carbon footprint. So if you cannot do it all together for all over the world, it will be a nice utopia.
Right.
But what I feel, we must do what we should do. This is
Yeah.
our responsibility to lower our carbon footprint. This is how I believe. Uh, but of course, the main point, I mean, the biggest share is on category three, where we got from suppliers and transportation.
Mhm. Mhm.
So this is the hard point. Hopefully, one day all the world decide to do something about this subject, and then China, United States also join to these activities. Uh, it will be a better world for a better world.
Yes, you're right. And uh, because there are so many partnerships and it's very transparent. You can look at your partner's website and see what inventory they have so you can order it. But you don't have
Yes.
trans transparency for sustainability, but you end up knowing after the fact. I think there will probably be a thing that you can see the ongoing sustainability sometimes. Not today, but
Uh,
maybe a few years.
Hopefully,
Yeah. The fact that you have this office where you can see the shop
layout,
floor.
layout, all the
Yes.
machines, layout of the machines.
Yeah.
And we in this company, let me tell you, when we are working with in two places before, one of the hydraulic cylinders average traveling time is 52 kilometers. We lowered it to 1.9 kilometers, which
Oh,
means
wow.
cost. So it was really a good opportunity for us.
Mhm.
Uh, of course, when you are located in one place, the efficiency increases.
Yeah.
At that time, for example, before 2017, before we
Yeah.
moved here at the end of 2017. We increase our total sales approximately 70% with the same amount of workers. But what maybe I would like to tell you, this is we are hydraulic cylinder manufacturer, but it is not a simple hydraulic cylinder manufacturing.
Right.
It is very custom duty. I always say that yes, we are making hydraulic cylinders, but it's haute couture. Why I said so? The customer comes us and says that I have a problem to be solved in this way and
Yeah.
tells his problem, blah blah blah. Then we engineer his problem and made the design. After his confirmation, the production starts, and we can manufacture hydraulic cylinders to 3 meters in diameter
Wow.
or 23 meters in length. It was really a hard job. We try now for dimensional. For a while, we will keep these limits, but now our main aim is to increase the production, I mean, lead time, because the lead
Yes.
times are now a little bit long, especially in one of the departments at the backside. Last week, they offered a customer 52 weeks. I said, come on, are you joking? You cannot tell the customer delivery time is 52 weeks. You
Yeah.
can say 2 weeks, 8 weeks, then you should increase the price to work overtime. But 52 weeks means that do not order me.
Right. 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 Yeah.
But you can say that if you would like to order me, then you should pay this amount. This is a better way to communicate for me, of course.
Well, yeah, because that happens all the time in business. You can have it. What's the old saying? You can have it fast, cheap, and good. Pick two of those. You can't have all three.
Yes.
You can have it fast and good, but you're not going to get it the cheapest. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and also I believe another point, price. I mean, quality of with the same. I believe something. Quality is same price everywhere in all over the world.
Yeah, I think
There
so.
are little fluctuations, but when the product is highly qualified, then it cannot be cheap, especially such a niche part of hydraulic cylinders, because our machines are, we need a big investment. The tools are very uh, important and expensive. The workers are qualified. Uh, of course, they are expensive also.
Paid well.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it's not a easy job. But I'm accustomed. Sometimes I say that um, I'm the victim of the destiny. If
Uh,
I
yeah.
why? If my father was not the founder of this company, it's really hard to be here. It's really hard to protect your father's inheritance,
Yes.
and it's really hard to make his inheritance grow up. Uh, there is a it's a big responsibility, but I'm accustomed. I'm the victim.
I know what you mean, though. It's as if you had this predestined fate. You are. It was already written into your book of life that you would be the
Yes.
CEO of Kayahan Hidrolik, and yeah, wow. Um, Tell me a little bit
Uh,
about the story of how it was founded and how we got to you being the CEO.
of course. When I finished the university, I started full time in the company. But before, I don't remember when did I start. My father's factory was my playing ground. I have make my first money from my father, of course. We had a casting store. I have I pick up the steel parts and sell it to my father, 2.5 lira per kilo back to him. This is my first money I
Wow, that's
made.
great.
In time, I work in lathe, I work in drilling machine, I work many places. I work in technical drawing office. They teach me. I work, but they teach me first because I'm not a engineer. I'm a manager. I'm graduated from management school. After the school, I started 100. I mean, full
Yeah.
time in the company. At that time, I would like to make exports because I believe that if you increase your wealth, if you increase your country's wealth, export must be necessary. Otherwise, you change from one pocket to the other pocket. It's not an increase in overall wealth. So I tried to make export, but I saw that while you are exporting, you must control the quality. And the easiest way to control the quality is y- to control your own quality. Because if you buy and sell for exporting, you may not control the quality. You may be cheated, you may make a mistake. But if you have been an expertise on some subject, and if you manufacture in high quality, then you can export for a long term. It's a sustainable exporting. So I said that okay, first we should study on quality matters. Uh, for 3 years, we made some preparations for quality for the customers who come to us and make the audits. They must be satisfied, etc. Then we got our first order from United States. It was Remco Hydraulics
Oh,
in around the Redwoods.
yeah.
It was very nice experience for me. Unfortunately, we couldn't continue because they are closed.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It was the year 1993, but same year we got another order from Austria because I have looking for alternative customer.
Yeah.
Uh, from Austria, we got our first order. It was 152 cylinders in 36 different types.
Wow.
For us, an incredible order because yearly
Huge.
we were manufacturing 200 pieces. uh, our manager said that okay, we can got this job, but I don't want because I don't want to take this responsibility. I say why? He said that after the production period, on the last day, I started to assemble the hydraulic cylinders, and I saw that I forget to manufacture one of the parts. I said, come on, this is not a question. You can prepare a Gantt chart, you can follow the production, and then you at the end everything should be ready. Then we applied this system with paperwork, of course. Now we
Ah,
are doing it with computer, the
yeah.
same one. Yearly we are manufacturing around 12,000 hydraulic cylinders now.
Wow.
At this point, I mean, in any time slot, or for example, today you can see 9,000, around 9,000 open work orders downstairs. So it
Wow.
was an incredible growth, but we always follow the renewal of the machine, renewal of the technology. We always try to be alert. And in the year 1993, we got our first order from an Austrian customer. That customer is still our customer.
Wow.
And yes, for 31 years, they are still our customers. I'm really proud of working with them for a long time, and I know that we are their number one supplier, and they are our number one customer in total sales basis. So
Yeah.
it is not an easy thing. More than 30 years to work with the same company, it's really amazing thing. So sustainability is really important for us.
Yeah.
One shot customer is not important. We want
Yeah.
continuous uh, thing. And I would like to inform one more thing.
Yeah.
In 1993, Turkey's hydraulic cylinder export figure was slightly over $90,000. We have exported, yes, it's very few, little.
Wow.
And we have exported one hydraulic cylinder to the United States with the total amount of around $30,000. So one third is done by us, but the amount is very low. Next year in 1994, the total amount of hydraulic cylinder exports is slightly less than $1 million. We increased
Okay.
tenfold
Yeah.
in 1 year.
Wow. Wow. And any idea what it is today?
15 million.
Yeah,
One
15 million.
five.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So we've come a long way.
Yes, it is of course when you see the machine or production site which you can find in YouTube in Kayahan Hydraulic space page, our videos in the company,
Yeah.
you may think that for these machines it's a low amount. I accept this, but as I told you, this is haute couture. This is not a confection. If it is confection, it will be much more higher. Of course, the profit rate is low, and there may be risk to be competitors are
Mhm.
in. We prefer to stay in this niche area for us to manufacture different products are very interesting. So it increases our capability of production. So we not only manufacture hydraulic cylinders. From time to time, we manufacture some very hard, for example, mixers, very big mixers.
Oh, okay.
Even though
Yeah.
they are not hydraulic cylinders, we
Industrial
manufacture.
mixers like for paint company or
Yes,
something like that. Yeah. Okay.
yes,
Gotcha.
we do something like that also.
That's adapting, like you said. Um, I've seen you adapt, and I've seen you be very hands-on in the factory. Last time I was there, you were on the floor measuring uh, the vibration capability or the ability to not vibrate of one of these big giant cylinders, and you knew what
Mhm.
you were doing, and over the years you've picked up all of the engineering stuff apparently too. But also
Maybe,
from a
yeah.
management point of view, um, I remember speaking to you back in when COVID was still fairly new, and you told me about what you did making different teams of people, and one would show up for 1 week and one would show up brilliant. I mean, it's a great way to handle it and a great way to keep people working through a very, very tough time in the world's history. So, anyway,
Because
you,
uh, I don't think like a classical capitalist.
yeah, yeah,
For a capitalist, main figure is main point, or we can say main target is to make profit. I feel a little bit different. From time, of course, the main figure is to make profit and to grow up. Of course, this is the main
yeah,
target. But from time to time, you can change or you can a little bit fluctuate. This is not something to be said. For example, during the pandemic time, before the COVID starts in Turkey, we said that okay, if the illness starts in Turkey, all the targets are eliminated. There are two targets for the company. One of them, nobody will die. Second, we will not bankrupt. Very easy. We are
yeah,
very successful. Nobody has died, and we didn't bankrupt. For example, this year, due to the economical situation in Turkey, the euro currency or dollar currency do not increase. On the other hand, due to inflation, the salaries are increasing.
yeah.
I said that we are a 75 years old company. Losing 1 year or not making profit 1 year is not a loss for the company. If I increase the prices for customers or if I decrease the salaries of the workers, this is the loss, I said.
Yes.
And for 2024, our main target was to make zero profit. Now we are very successful because I made one profit. It's very good, but there is no decreasing in sales. Nobody has left from our staff. Just on the opposite, we increased the salaries more than they expected. We new people has joined our team.
Yeah.
So this is a successful year. Now we are planning a new era for 2025.
Yeah.
So people should decide. Once I have asked one of my friends something, why Chinese translate very long? Because I say that I want to go. Chinese people tell a lot of things to tell this. I said, why? I don't know, is it true or not? But they told me that there is no uh, tenses in Chinese language. There is no time while speaking in Chinese.
Oh,
So,
really? Wow.
yes, there is no present continuous tense, there is no past tense because China is very a big culture starting from back, continuing from until the end of the world. So, for for them, it's time is just now. If you would like to tell something about past or future, you must tell more things. Then I thought in this
Wow.
way. For Kayahan, we are now in 75th year.
Wow.
1 year not making profit is not a loss.
Yeah.
Companies do not bankrupt with 1 year's loss, 1 year's loss or 1 year's less profit. They bankrupt with if they couldn't take care of their money cash flow.
Oh, yeah.
Cash flow is much more important point. If you arrange your cash flow, then the rest you can resist for every shock uh, in 1 year, 2 years. Of course, this is a 75 years of company. If it was at the beginning, it was problem. But for us, 75-year-old company, it was 1 year making not profit is nothing. It's not important. It's only shows that I'm not successful. For me, it's not important being successful or not because I'm the boss.
But you bring up a really interesting point that I wanted to explore, which is now tell me if I'm wrong, but as I interpret the Turkish uh, business world or manufacturing business world, I see it's all family-owned companies. Durmazla, you know, Ermaksan, these smaller players like oh, what's the name of it?
Baykal,
The Baikal, yes, Baikal,
kahinler, dalga kıran,
Acupac. It's all I know
Akyapak.
now. I know a lot of Acupacs. You know, it's all a family thing, and uh,
Yes.
and it's not that way in the U.S. because as soon as you get a company that's as big as an Ermak or a Durmazlar, it somebody buys it and it's then they go public so that the people can make a whole bunch of money and you know the top people and then um, it's run with a different set of rules in mind because you're doing quarterly forecasts and now monthly forecasts and now weekly forecasts and that filters down into even the smaller companies in the US who are still private companies. But when you own your company, how many employees do you have?
250.
450 in a family
Two,
business.
two,
Oh, 250. Okay.
250. Because
Yeah.
according to Turkish regulations,
Yeah.
if you are more than 250, then the rules has changed.
Ah, okay.
Uh, uh, Now we are an SME. Generally, Turkish machine manufacturers are SMEs, but of course, Baykal, Akyapak, Ermaksan, Durma, they are not the SMEs. They are big companies.
Yeah.
And also, there are some advantages of being SMEs. I think about machine industry. I think all of them, maybe 99%.
Yeah.
You generally tell about the machine, sheet metal industry, press brakes industry, and also compressors, dalga kran,
Sure.
or pumps, lineable. All of them are family business.
Yeah.
Um, Family business. Why? We are a growing up sector. First, I
Yeah.
think this is the reason. Second, the investors do not prefer to invest to machine industry. I think being in machine industry is a little bit different because we slow down
Hmm.
slowly and we move down up slowly also. But
Yes.
the investor would like to earn much more quicker. It is a long run business to grow
Yes.
up in machine industry. Maybe it's not very interesting for the companies, and you see our risk premium is not good. Maybe they are not investing, uh, but if I have money, I really invest the Turkish machine industry, because it for almost 20 years growing up continuously is not just a coincidence.
Yes.
There is a diamond here which are growing but very slowly growing.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will see.
But the consistency, right? And I think, as you say, it with a family-owned business environment, that's what you can do. You can have the slow, steady growth and not worry about too many things. And you don't have to double, double, double. You can, like an account at the bank, if you make 10% on your money, man, that's great because 72 months later, you've doubled that. So you are doubling, just not every single year. I wanted to move to another question, if I may.
Okay.
Uh, that people, I think people look at you as, wow, she's this woman in Turkey running this business with 250 people in into all of the organizations that are very much Turkey wide, excuse me, Turkiye wide,
Yeah.
and and um, how can this be? How can a woman be such a force in not only her business, which you've done great at, but in the business environment generally?
Women, it's hard for a woman uh, all over the world.
Yeah.
If you do not share your life with your partner, uh, the woman in Turkey who can share the life with their partner, it's very easy for them. If they cannot share with the partner the job at home in the social life, it will be of course hard if you cannot share. We have some advantages. Culture in our culture, our children are taken care by our parents. It's an
Ah,
advantage for us. For example, my mother has grown up my daughter and my son. Now you may ask me that, are you growing up your grandchild? I said no. His grandfather is taking care of him because I'm very busy and he's already retired. So
yes,
grandfather is taking care of him.
yes.
For a woman, what I believe is if a woman wants, he does. I believe that women do not want to do it because there is some people who would like to do it, and our mindset for Turkey is generally okay. The father is or father should take care of the family. The mindset is like that. This is wrong, of course. This is this should be family should be run by two partners, husband and wife. But I believe being I never feel myself as a woman in my business life
in business? Yeah.
because my father never thought that I'm a girl. I'm not. He didn't let me to say that I afraid or I am weak or it's hard. It's forbidden to tell this one, these three things. One night he told me, I was maybe at the age of 7. He told me to go to a dark place in our apartment, and I said that sorry, I am afraid. Do you know what he said? If you stay here, there is more thing to be afraid of. So, and then my nieces, I'm working with my nieces. They are mechanical engineer and industrial engineer. They are also grown up to be here. So it's a little bit related to with the culture of the family.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there are a lot of women run business in Turkey. For
yeah,
example, Konya considerably uh, a city which is more conservative. They
yes,
consider as uh, they consider Konya as a conservative city. In Konya, in our industrial zone, there are more than 120 women who are working with their husbands, parents, or she owned the company herself.
mm,
So, if a woman wants, he does. The one who didn't want, I think this is a choice.
yeah, yeah. But
I
someone,
believe this.
someone I always think of when I think of you is also Hulya Gedik in the
Ah, yes,
Asian
welding.
side of Istanbul because it's the same thing. Her, I think it was her grandfather started, then her father, and then she had the what did you call that? The inheritance, the not the inheritance, but the destiny or something,
Victim of the destiny.
yes,
Victim of the destiny.
that she was a victim of the destiny. Uh,
Yes,
that that
Hülya is also is a victim.
yes, yes, she's but she has a job like yours. It's very hard. It's there's a lot to do, but I do note this, a few points. One, think you're a natural manager who was also well educated in management. Um, I think that your your people skills are spotless. I mean, I see you out there with the whole industry, and that's a big thing too. Um, and it's very interesting your take on women in business. I mean, that's how it is, and that's how it should be. It should be just everyone's choice. But the most important point is you're running your business from the perspective of a family. A lot of people say we're just a big family here at Megacorp, you know.
Mhm,
And no, it's
mhm.
not a family. We know what it is. And but in your case, what got you there? You're there to protect the legacy of your father and build on it. And that's why you're there. It's more important
Yeah,
than this week's profits. It's more important than uh, trying to make trying to keep from having a loss by getting rid of people or reducing their salaries. You're coming from that family, and that makes a huge difference. And you probably don't have too much of a problem recruiting either
Hmm, hmm.
because of that.
Yeah. Uh,
And I'm embarrassing you, and I'm sorry if I am, but I'm complimenting you because I see what's up, and I admire that very much.
last week, my father asked me something. Uh, those to, Nowadays, it's hard days
Yeah,
for all over the world. There are different problems in different areas of the world. I'm so sad about the wars and I'm very suspicious about the future. There is an uncertainty. And I was telling my father, who is at the age of 95, uh, and I'm happy that he's 95. He asked me a question. Do you sometimes say that why my father inherited me such a job? It is very hard. Are you happy? He asked me. And he said that if you are tired, just give up.
yeah,
I said that no. First of all, I'm very happy that you inherited me such a job. And I try to grow it up. And I'm a role model for the women.
yeah.
There was a nice lady. She's from BBS Crane. BBS Crane. Beril
EVS.
Bülbüloğlu. I hope I will introduce you one day.
Yeah.
Beril has said something, has given in an interview, she has told something. I have met with Sevda, and whenever I am hard, I'm passing through the hard days, I thought that if Mrs. Yilmaz has done this, I should do this. Whenever
That's
I remember that, if I gave up, Beryl will give up also.
yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
never give up.
Yeah. 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 You're helping somebody else by uh, being quietly strong, right?
So sometimes I think about 25 years ago or 30 years ago, how was Sevda? Heh, it was a I saw a little child, very naive. Of course, I have changed too much,
Yeah.
uh, but this
Yeah.
is the life. I must change. I must be tough. I must be resistant. And there is one interesting point. Sometimes I ask my question, am I crazy or am I a masochist? I said, because when there's a problem, do you know what I think,
Mm.
Dave? I immediately think in this way. This is a bad problem. I should solve this. If I solve this, then I become more powerful. So this is a chance to be more powerful. This is how I manage in my mind the tough days. And then
Yes.
it passes. One day the life will end, but in this way.
Yes. No. But also the more like you had mentioned, the 250 people before. Let's say you were a violinist who could who could play music wonderfully by yourself. But as time came forward, now all of a sudden you're a conductor with 250 musicians and you have that baton. And now you can play any symphony that was ever written. You have so many tools available to you. Tools is the wrong word. You have so many resources available to you,
Research.
human resources, and you can do just about your options right from 1993 to now. Your options have grown 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I sometimes I think about uh, my problems are same with my father's problems.
Hmm.
Some of them, yes, some of them are that never changes because human doesn't change, but
Yeah.
the tools are changing, and
Yeah.
I try to do my best. This is what I can do. but I prefer to. Uh, I prefer, of course, I prefer to work every time, but I don't like to work for money. The working for Turkish Machinery was something better, something I like more because I affect only this company. But with Turkish Machinery, if I work for Turkish Machinery, one thing you do may affect many companies. So it's a total growth. And I'm happy much more in working there.
It's the difference between um, the country doctor who has a few patients and helps them along versus
Mhm.
maybe a researcher for a new drug that will help millions of people. So that's
It's
where
like
you are
this.
now. You're able to help more people. Right?
Yes, it's not retailer, it's a gross handler.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, Now, one last question for you, and I didn't mean to take up so much of your time, but thank you for. Uh,
It's my
Actually, I'd love
pleasure
to
to
come and
talk
spend
you.
a week there, but uh, you know so many people, um, in every part of Turkey, because it's not just Konya, even though it was very interesting. Last time I was there, I was visiting Mr. Vasifina over at
Yes,
MVD.
MBD.
Yeah. And he said, "Where are you going next? I'll give you a ride." And I said, "Oh, I'm going to Kayahan Hidrolik. I'm coming with you. We better go to lunch with Sevda." And
Yes.
this is another thing about the family aspect of uh, Turkish business. You two had gone to high school together, so
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
didn't
He's
realize
younger than me, but
he's
of
younger
course
than
I'm
you.
ageless.
Yeah,
Yes, he's younger than me, but I'm ageless. I'm not old, I'm vintage.
you and me. I
Yes, we
feel
are
the same.
vintage.
Uh, So you have this wonderful environment, and I see you out there in your Turkish machinery role, getting cooperation among people who normally wouldn't cooperate. They're competitors, and yet now it's more. We have a word for it, co-opetition, right? And that's really what you're achieving. And first thing, how do you handle that? Second thing um, is Turkey's profile in the world market as you get those kinds of uh, relationships to work together, it has a potential of making Turkey a rise in the world in its profile. So if you could address those couple of things.
Yeah. Uh, this is my personal belief. I don't I always believe that there is no competition. You can cooperate easily with your competitor. I have many cooperation with namely competitors. They are not my competitors; they are my friends because it's it's a good opportunity to grow together. I have done it with many companies uh, as customer, as supplier, up to now. And for example, to come over the problem of the scale in US, it's a good opportunity to come together and sell all together to states. Or if you are manufacturing one side of the machine and you are making the other side of the machine, if we combine together, it's easy to sell. We can give this example. We are manufacturing hydraulic cylinders, and hydraulic cylinders plus there should be a hydraulic system. If we come together with a system and cylinder production, the producer come together, it's easy to go forward. That's why I try to tell my friends around me, if you, of course, you limit your line, you show them their limit, and then you can easily work. I have some funny stories about this. Uh, I tell this to my competitors. I mean, in the same sector, I say that, okay, we are working, we can work all together for everything. One day, somebody has called me and requested a technical drawing, which has done from us. So they feel that I can give them this technical drawing because I always say we can cooperate. I said, yes, we can cooperate, but this is a know-how. This can only be sold, not can be given. So I write the limits, I show them my limits, and then you can grow up. With my Austrian customer, we grow up together. They know
Mm,
this. I don't know if they confess, but they know this. And I know this also. We grow up together, even though we can compete in the market, but we didn't.
yeah, yeah, that's good. And then, if you can address the second part of that, if you think, uh, I think as exports grow, Turkey's,
Like,
the profile of that of as a country and as an economy grows too, and that could be a big help.
yes, to catch the scale of economies,
Yeah.
to cooperate all together is a good potential. Also, for example, compressor industry has done. They come together and established their test units. Or we hydraulic manufacturers come together and establish our own educating system. So
Hmm.
even though we are competitors in the world as a world, we can do many things.
Anything you would like to add that I didn't cover?
I can add a few words about the people, I mean, the producers in states.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it is a good option to cooperate with Turkey because we are very accustomed to work with European Union with the same standards and quality for many years, and we are growing rapidly. So please check Turkey, and if you need anything from Turkey, Turkish Machinery, which is a non-profit organization, are always ready to help you. So please contact us if it is necessary, if you need any product from Turkey.
Sevda, it's been such a pleasure.
Good,
I will
tamam,
talk to you later.
teşekkürler. Okay,
All right. Thanks again, Sevda. Okay.
okay.
Bye.
See you.